You say either and I say either. You say neither and I say neither. You like potatoes and I like potatoes.
Hi! Okay, so this is very weird. It's my first speaking video, and I've kind of avoided speaking videos because I try and keep my channel bilingual. I know that there are some people that watch my videos in Spanish, some that watch them in English. I try and keep it for everyone, but this is the accent tag that I've been seeing a lot of people do, and it just looks really, really fun. And I hadn't noticed how much of an accent I might have. I've always thought that I had a pretty neutral accent, even though it's obviously American, but there are some words that I've noticed that it's very obvious what accent I have. So let's see if you guys like this video, if you guys can figure out where I'm guessing my accent comes from, and yeah, let's just start. So the tag comes in two parts. The first part, at least where I'm catching it, is you have different words that they give you to pronounce, and then you have a series of questions at the end, which is the second half, of course, that will help them kind of figure out how you express yourself, I guess. So the words show where your accent's at, and then I guess slang would be what they're looking for in the second half. So I hope you guys like the video. I'm just so nervous right now. I'm so shy. And yeah, let's just get started. Let me see if I can actually write the words on the screen. It's a new part of video that I'm not used to. So the first one is, wow, that is so bad. That's no good. So I kind of vary with this word. Sometimes I say aunt, and sometimes I say aunt, but I think I more say aunt. But if I think about it, then I'll say aunt. And the next one is, I'm gonna try and write things together. And this one I just say roof. I don't know how else you could say that, but that's how I say it. And the next one is kind of similar. I don't know why, but I just vary. I think it depends on who I'm around, but I usually say root, so it sounds like a homonym with a root vegetable, for example, instead of route. But if I hear someone saying route, and if I'm around people that say route a lot, then I'll probably end up saying it. So the next one, again, I have no idea how else you could say this, but I say wash. And the next one, again, I don't know what the difference would be. Wow, that's really bad. Oil. Okay. Now here, it's so funny because it's even spelled different than how I would spell it, but I would spell it theater, but they've spelled it with R-E instead of E-R. So I would say theater, not theatra or something. And the next one, pretty basic as well. This is so bad, I'm sorry. Iron. And here I'd say salmon. So you don't even hear the L at all, but I think that's how I've always heard it. Okay. So this one I would say caramel. Yeah, can I get caramel frappuccino, for example? Oh, was it caramel? And the next one, it's been so weird seeing different people pronounce this one. It sounds like such a basic word. Well, it looks like such a basic word. So, fire. But some people have been pronouncing it really strange or different than how I do. And this one, yeah, you can tell, like, if you're from up north, then you say it a lot different from how I say it. So this is water. And the next one, again, I think I would say it different than like New York or Jersey than where I'm from. And it's sure. And then the next one, that's supposed to be D. And I pronounce this data. So, not data. I say data. Again, a lot of these depends on if I'm really thinking about how I speak, because I guess if I'm trying to speak to a certain group of people, then I'll adapt my pronunciation for them. Pronunciation. So even that, I can't speak. So this one, I would just say ruin. And that's not what I wanted to do. that is not for. Crayon. Oh god, this is just. This one, again, depends on who I'm around, if I've heard someone already pronounce this one. So I would say New Orleans, I think. But depends on how someone's already said it, like especially if they're from there and they say it differently or something, then I might just adapt. I take up accents so much, I like adapt to what people speak like. So I know that's so strange, but I guess it works in what I'm looking to work into, which is languages. So this one I would say pecan. I don't think I'd ever say pecan, but I know a lot of people where I used to live in the States would say pecan, pecan pie, pecan. Let's go pick up some pecans. Yeah, pecans. And the next one, I'm getting close to the end, don't worry. I'm just gonna put music in the background or something so this isn't so perfect. Both. Again. Probably. This is a very long one. And I just gonna put my face because it's too words actually. I'm gonna have to or not. So I would say spitting image. So you hear a little bit of the G. So not spitting. I'd say spitting image. And then Alabama. See there, I think you can really catch my accent. Is that really funny? Doesn't it? I'm sorry, I'm just looking off to the sides. I'm not looking at you because one, I'm very, very shy, and two, I'm trying to see the words which are on this side of my screen and checking that I'm actually writing something legible on this side of my screen, which is where I have my video program. So I've got a split screen and I'm just dodging back and forth. It's a tennis game. Anyway, this game, word, I would pronounce lawyer. And here comes another word that I say weird in comparison to other people, but again, depends on who I'm around. So this one, I actually say coupon. Instead of coupon, which is what I've been hearing everyone else say. For some weird reason I say coupon, as if there's a Y, or it's just a C-U-P-O-N or something. Oh, it's weird. And here comes another longish word. Let's see if it'll fit. It's not gonna fit. I'm gonna try and squeeze it in here. It might fit. It's taking ages. And this is the longest video in YouTube history. Very bad idea. So this word I say mayonnaise. So you completely miss a whole bunch of the letters in how I say it. Mayonnaise. You don't hear the Y, and it's weird. I don't think you hear the O either in how I say it, but whatever, it's just how I talk. This for me is syrup, but I've heard a lot of weird ones, and I'm just going to scroll down in the list. We're almost there, we're almost done, yay! This is what I've seen in other accent like quizzes, maybe on Facebook and stuff. I guess this is a big one, just like with the aunt one. I've seen that on every single thing, trying to figure out what accent you're from where you got your accent from. So this one I would say pajamas. I think pretty much how it's spelled, not pyjamas or pajamas. Very plosive P. And let's go on to the next word. Again, I don't know how else you could say this one, except for caught. And the next one, I think I'm just overthinking how I say it. So yeah, I think I'm overthinking it. Maybe if I was doing a class presentation or something, I would say naturally, but I think if I'm just talking to someone, my way of speaking is naturally. It's a lot shorter, you, than if I'm trying to make myself understood in a more formal context. And this is the last one. It's in American. I'm going to say a lot different in Britain. This is aluminum. And this one has been my favorite word to hear different people say in the tag. I have to put it in. I really someone's on there. Yeah, so that's B and L, this big. So it's envelope. Pass me an envelope. Yeah. And okay, so on to the next part with the questions. I'm going to try and do it so as I don't see what this person has said. Okay, so the first question that they ask is, what is it called when you throw toilet paper on a house? And I've always heard TPing. I haven't heard anything different. And I'm not going to write these down. These are just, I'm going to tell you about them, and that's it. So what is, this is number 2, what is the bug that when you touch it, it curls into a ball? For me, first I couldn't really think of what bug that would be, but I heard someone say roly-poly, and I think that's probably what I would call it as well, because it kind of curls up into a ball, so it rolls. Yeah. Third question, what is a bubbly carbonated drink called? And for me, that would be soda. Possibly a soda. Doesn't matter if it's Coke, Sprite, whatever. I thought it was so cute, that Graveyard Girl, for example. I've just started following her, and she calls everything Coke, even if it's Sprite, or Cherry Coke, or Vanilla Coke, or whatever, or Pepsi even. But yeah, for me it's a soda. And then I will say the specific type I want. But yeah, what do you call gym shoes? And I would call those sneakers. That would be number 4. And number 5, what do you say to address a group of people? So, I would call the group of people either beeps, people, or more often than not, guys. Or, come on guys, let's go. Hey people, what's up? So, this is that. And number 6, what do you call the kind of spider or spider-like creature that has an oval-shaped body and extremely long legs? That is a daddy long legs. What do you call your grandparents? Well, I never met either of my grandfathers, but my grandmother from my dad's side, I would call grandma, and yeah, that was a pretty accented one. And then my grandmother from my mom's side, I would call abuela, because she's Spanish. So yeah, and I can't see what number 8 is, but I'm going to see if I can catch it on someone else's. Oh wow, there's 10 questions. Oops. Okay, so number 8 is, what do you call the wheeled contraption with which you carry groceries in the supermarket? I call it a shopping cart. I know some people call it a trolley, and here the person calls it a carriage, which is so cute, but for me it's always been a shopping cart. And it's a shopping cart, it's not just a cart, it's a shopping cart. And so on to number 9, and we're almost done. It's, what do you call it when it rains, when rain falls when the sun is shining? I've never had to call that before. I've seen it, I know what it is, but the only thing that comes to mind is a summer shower, but I don't think that's correct. I've got a little bit of a Scottish accent from being in Scotland. Wow, this is so weird. And what is the thing you change the TV with? This is the last question. Question number 10. And that would be a remote control, or the remote. I wouldn't call it a control just on its own, and I never call it the clicker. So this has been the accent tag, and I hope you guys liked it, and it's the first time I've spoken on YouTube. Yay! Hopefully there'll be more tutorials soon to come, because it's going to be a very boring summer, and I will see you guys later, so keep smiling. Bye!